know, Abraham's wife is Sarah. Nahor's wife is Milcah. She'll be for later. But Sarah was barren. She had no child. Watch. Verse number 31. Terah took Abram his son, Lot his son, Haran's son, Sarah his daughter-in-law, Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came to Haran and dwelt there. There's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've never seen this. There's a major problem. Watch. Keep that text up there. That text, watch. And they went forth with them. I asked God a question. Who are they and who are them? And why is Terah taking Abraham to Canaan? I'll give you a quick answer. The they is Abraham and Sarah. The them are the other folks who should not be going. Are you following what I'm saying? You may not believe me. If you go to Acts chapter 7 and read verses 1 to 4, you'll see that. Terah was not supposed to go on this journey. Lot was not supposed to go on this journey. Are you here? And all the other folks were not supposed to go. So when you open up chapter 12 and verse 1, the Bible said, now the Lord had said to Abraham. I hope I'm building a case to show you something. Because when you're in a moment with God, it is important that you do not bring your relative past into the moment. I'm telling you, I'm not reading this thing wrong. I'm reading it right. I got it right. God has to wait on Abraham to jettison his family. You know how it is, right? God brings you into a moment because your relative past. I hope you all are with me. I hope you all are with me. Watch. If you're going to move into dominion, please put this up. It requires that you leave your relative past. Let me define, and I use the words carefully. Notice I put in brackets your relative past. Your relative past speaks of things that you were close to, things that you had relationship with, mindsets that you were intimate with, people that cannot go with you into your future, but you're still close to them. Can I talk to the church? Oh my God. You really don't want to go into dominion with God, because dominion means leaving some stuff behind, even stuff that you want to bring. God said you can't bring that. So he has to wait on Abraham. He has to wait for Terah to die before he talks to Abraham again, because Terah is not supposed to be on this journey. Lot is not supposed to be on this journey. I'll prove it to you in a moment. I just want you and Sarah. The reason why Sarah is barren is she cannot have a child there. She must have a child here. I hope you hear what I'm saying. I hope I'm talking. I'm going to talk to the church this morning. God is waiting on us to leave some old stuff so that he can truly move us into the moment that he is in. And the delay is not heaven. The delay is us. They went with them. You got to get rid of the thems. You got to decide who the thems are. Dominion requires you leave your relative past. Now watch. You said, well, gee, Pastor, that sounds very antisocial. Let me show you what happens. When Abraham gets there, his father Terah dies, and God said, remember I told you to go and leave your father's house and go? Now he decides to go, but he takes Lot with him. Another mistake. So when they get to the land of Canaan and they begin to move around in the land, they can't settle. Notice, he goes up to Bethel, builds an altar. He goes down to Shechem, builds an altar, but he can't for some reason settle. And I'll tell you why he can't settle. Because Lot is still with him. So he's where he's supposed to be, but there's no stability until he loses who's not supposed to be there with him. Watch what happens. Watch. This is my 6th point. If you take your past, because you're up here thinking, no, Pastor, you're crazy, you're wrong. If you take your past with you into your future, it will create what I call present conflicts. I'll prove it to you. I wish they could give me that text. 13 verses 5. They're together in the land, Lot, Abraham, Sarah. And now what happens is they're in this land, and Lot is there, Abraham is there. Lot also which went with Abraham. Watch verse number 6. Watch what happens in verse number 6. The land was not able to bear them, so they could dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. Watch what happens in verse number 7. And there was strife between Abraham's herdsmen and Lot's herdsmen. That's called conflict. That's what happens. I'll give you a definition. Conflict is when you still think in your past, but hear a present word. And you have to battle in yourself. What do I do? Do I change that old way of thinking so that I can embrace this new word? It's like what Jesus said, you cannot put new wine. You got to make a decision not to take your past into your present.